Yes, we can able to see.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome everyone. Today we're gonna see starting AI with AWS. So I'm your president, Tayala Rajan, and we will start with a bit about my introduction. So I have like worked with different organization in different parts of the world. So in India, I've worked with in the Zoho, Infosys, and Geo. In Australia, I've been worked with SAS and Denaka as an intern, whereas currently I'm working in Turing as an Python developer. It's like a remote work. I'm working from Australia, but it is for the US. And the primary tech stack, I'm like initially I began my career as a full stack developer. So I was working with Java, Spring Boot, Angular stack. But whereas on going forward, I've learned different tech stacks like Node.js, Express.js, React as well. And apart from it, currently I'm in the path of what to say. I'm like currently pursuing my master's in data science. So I'm more focused towards machine learning, data science, and AI stuff. So currently, I'm more involved with AWS, and apart from it, like PyTorch, TensorFlow. Apart from it, like LLM concepts like RAG, AI agent. So these are the things I'm currently more working towards. Apart from it, I'm also like mentoring students to better enhance their careers, both technology wise as well as international education wise. So that's the bit of introduction about me, and we can go dive into the further slides. So let's begin with the AWS and the AI stuff. We're gonna just start with the technology. So why we wanna learn technology? Why it is essential these days spending our quality time with AI or AWS? Because if you look upon the company or the country who are in very good with the technology or like the leaders now. So if you like example take a country like US or China who are like very good in technology, and they are like the major what to say, like a superpower of the countries. So it provides us like a great opportunity for us to work on, and also it solves a lot of problems we are facing day to day at the current modern world. So the technology role is very important and very useful for everyone. So that's why like we're gonna look upon one of the major tech innovation in the recent decade, which is like the AI. And in order to use the AI, we need like powerful resources. So that's where like AWS come into picture. So a lot of people have spoken about the importance of technology, but everyone, we as a student who studied in schools or colleges, we learn a bit and pieces of technology, but most of them will do it for namesake, right? Because we have been joined by our parents. Some of them might be think for themselves and join, but some of them might be like because of most of the peoples are following a certain route, we gonna also follow the same. But in order to excel in those area, in order to be best in what we do, we should have some sort of liking towards the technology, some sort of love for the thing which we are doing. So building or having a passion for the technology is very important. Also, it is like the driving force which will help us to learn, dive deeper into whatever the things we are learning, and help us to grow ourselves. So this is like a bit of an introduction to the technology, and I think for the slides we will be talking more about AWS and the AI. So as I mentioned, the great innovation of this decade is AI, and for AI to use it in such a vast scale, and day to day, like we everyone would be using different things like ChatGPT, Gemini, different AIs, right? So to power those AI, we require like powerful processing servers. We if we like try to create our own powerful processing servers, it will be costing like billions of dollars, since we require like a lot of powerful servers. We have to maintain them, we have to have like a plenty of human resources needed. So without it, we can use powerful systems which we could utilize through different cloud providers like Google GCP or Microsoft Azure, and the primary one is like the Amazon's AWS. In order to process our powerful computationally requiring programs, we gonna utilize the cloud, and we're gonna utilize it using the AWS. So this is like the importance. Why? Because we can't create by ourselves. It will be like too costly for us. Whereas if we just utilize the already existing one, it would be easy. And they manage a lot of services for us. Like they provide the security to the infrastructure, and they provide the easy integration, easy tools for us to execute. Apart from it, they provide the important primary powerful servers. Using it, we could easily use the AI application to enterprise grade, like in a production ready manner. So that is why we are like utilizing cloud for developing the AI systems. So why we are choosing AWS apart from Google GCP or Azure and others? So they are like the leading cloud providers as of now, and they are the global leader with years of innovation technology carried out to this growth, and they already have a very rich and well-versed AI ML ecosystem. They integrated multiple softwares, multiple systems, which will help us to develop AI and ML application with very ease, which we're gonna see at the later of this course. We will like do hands-on deployment. I hope so. We will be doing on upcoming slides. And scalability and cost, as I mentioned, to develop application which gonna be used by like millions of user at the same time at the different parts of the globes, we can't it's like very hard to create that infrastructure, right? So AWS has server locations like different major parts of the globe. Even in India, I think it's in Mumbai. In Australia, I think it's in Sydney. Like they cover the entire globe. For those, we are utilizing those resources at different parts of the world at very affordable price. So that's why we are like choosing AWS as a primary cloud provider. And apart from it, for as a student or like currently pursuing a tech career, so AWS certification is like a very most valued certification in my opinion, I would say. So every jobs, if you are like hoping to join as a software engineer or like AI engineer, ML engineer, whatever it is, at the end of the day, the application gonna be deployed in cloud. So in cloud, the AWS is the leader. So those certification are like, which is highly valuable for us. So yeah. So we're gonna speak a bit more about the AWS certification. As we know, it is like very valuable, and as I mentioned, like why we are like picking up the AWS certification. Also, why should we consider it? It is like more required in the industry as of now, even like company perspective, or if you are like doing internships, freelance, whatever it is, it adds like huge value to your resume and your profile to stand out, which I have experienced myself, guys. I have like done two AWS certification, which we gonna cover up in the coming slides. And if you are like a beginner who don't have any knowledge, prior experience with the cloud, I would recommend you guys to go with this two certification specifically. If you are like trying to build your career as a software engineer, full stack engineer, for them, I would recommend to go for AWS Cloud Practitioner. So people who are like more into machine learning, data science, or AI, so I would recommend to go with the AWS AI Practitioner certification, which is like a entry point where you will learn basic, not only basic, I would say, because I have learned. You will gain intermediate level knowledge if you done this certifications. Yeah. So as I mentioned, these are the two certifications I have done, and you guys could explore the certifications. What to say? The articles have written about the certifications in my LinkedIn page, and I hope Gokul would share this presentations with you guys so that you guys could access these links, or else you could just check out my LinkedIn profile where I have it, which I'm gonna share later in this course. You can also like find couple of other useful articles as well. So the two certificates I am done is like one is AI practitioner. As I mentioned, I am more into AWS machine learning stuff. So began with AI practitioner, and the second one is like machine learning specialty, which is like a most advanced AI ML certificate provided by the AWS, and it is recommended like at least you have like 4 5 years of industrial experience before doing this machine learning specialty certification, because they cover dive deep into the machine learning and AI stuff. So on the next slides, we will focus upon the various services which are offering by AWS. And the primary services which the AWS offers is the EC2. As I mentioned, for running AI applications or machine learning, we need like great computational power, right? So we at least require some GPU servers. Our CPUs can not handle that much load. So AWS provides computing power through their EC2 instance services. It's better like I'm gonna show some live experience of utilizing those so that you guys could have more clear picture. So when you are like I would say like it is like renting a machine, renting a computer which has like powerful GPUs, instead of we buying ourselves with our money, which would be like in lakhs. When you combined many servers, it might be in crores. Instead of it, we just select the resources which we required. AWS is providing couple of options, like you could see different operating systems: Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, whatever we want. Through, we could also select the architecture type we wanted, and these are the instances they are providing, guys. As you could see, it is like countless. They are like providing many different servers, different GPUs, which will like solve certain criteria. So it requires some expertise to choose the relevant one, or else we could also check with like chat GPT, for instance. If you could say the scenario and you could ask like the traffic which you are expecting per minute or per second. Based on it, it would recommend a relevant one. We could see like multiple CPUs, GPUs they are offering. So for generally for like when we are deploying a web or mobile application, we would opt for a CPU based servers. But if we are like dealing with powerful computations like machine learning, AI, advanced AI stuff, we would go for GPU. And apart from it, at the EC2, we are like offered with plenty of things. Like for example, we can control the traffic flow which we required. For example, some systems might be like private, which should be used internally in the organization, so they will secure themselves with accessibilities like from which servers I could accept the request, which traffic I could allow basically. So those kind of things we could like customize as per our requirement. As you guys could see, like couple of options like HTTPS, HTTP, SSH connection. So those things you could just customize who can have the accessibility. And apart from it, we could see more networking options like virtual private cloud, VPC, which is called a virtual private cloud, subnet selection, or like auto assigning the public IP. And for each service they are offering, we could customize the storage selections as well. Like we know our system might be have some like 500 GB or like 1 TB of space, but sometimes our servers don't require that much. Sometimes our servers might require more, so that we could customize the storage which the servers using by ourselves, which is like a wonderful feature because we don't need to pay extra, or we will be like paying the exact amount which is needed. So these are the things which are available, and I'm just providing you guys with a overview. If you like dive deeper in it, they are like offering plenty of things. We could select how many instances we want. We could select like in where those instances should be, and we could select the security firewall things. We have like a lot of customizations provided by the AWS. So for initial beginning, we could like just try with free tier they are offering. As I mentioned, it is like renting out a mission. We could just rent it out and do some basic operations. But for actual enterprise grade, we might be requiring some powerful missions. So that's it about EC2 instance, which is like the primary service provided by the AWS. And in the next, we would be looking after the next important thing, which is the Amazon S3 data storage. So for whatever the projects we are doing, it requires some sort of data storage, right? For example, if I'm like building a machine learning model, it would require some data in order to train the machine learning model. So this is where we would be storing all our data, and many other services in the AWS can utilize this data. So they both integrate very well. So this is like the primary storage service which is provided by the AWS. And you guys, for simplicity, you could imagine like a folder structure which we are like using in our local computers, or else you guys might have used Google Drive. So this will act like that. So our applications, web applications, or the other AWS services, or for whatever reason, we could utilize this Amazon S3. I also show this so you guys could have more clarity. So this is my S3 space, and I already have couple of buckets which is already in place. So for creating a new bucket, you would be like asked with like a couple of options. So these options are very important for us to know, uh, because like while we working on a real project, we would be requiring these informations so that we could customize according to our need. As you could see, this bucket we can also provide access, like access controls. You guys might have known like role based access controls, IAM policies, which are like provided by the AWS for the security perspective, which is nothing but who can access like what. So imagine if we are like a team, and different team requires different data, but not every team requires every data, right? So for security context, we would be having like as I mentioned, role based access controls or team based access controls or like individual users. So for that customizations, we could provide it through the bucket access settings, also through other ways possible. And we could also create tagging so that we could easily identify what the bucket has, which kind of data it stores, or like which team's data, so we could tag them. Apart from it, the data stored in the buckets are like can be encrypted, and the encryption can be done through different ways. So this is also like one of the security features. In order to keep our data more secure, this sort of encryption are being used. For example, if any of you guys have worked upon JWT authentication or authorization in your projects, you guys might have know how the data encryption and decryption works. Basically, that's how we would be like even authenticated, or like our passwords would be stored in an encrypted way. Even our WhatsApp text messages, which is like done with end-to-end encryption, it adds like a more security layer to our data. And once we created the bucket, we could have like we could add whatever the data, like it might be a file or like a folder, whatever it may be. So for that data also we could customize certain things, like they are providing storage classes. So it has like specific requirements. For example, sometimes we might store the data as like a backup purpose, which we don't gonna use it often. It is like a backup. So we could select like different options. Why selecting different options is important, because if you are like storing the backup data in your standard thing, you would be charged more than the normal. Also, it won't be you won't be accessing that much often too. So we have like different storage classes which will help us like to effectively cost effectively store the data. So they have mentioned like even the AWS are mentioned here, like what it is used for. You guys could see standard is the what to say, primary data. If we gonna use it like continuously for read, write, update or delete, we gonna go for standard. Whereas for other things, if it is like backup, we could go for a standard IA or one zone IA, which is like if we gonna have like more secondary or more like a disaster recovery kind of other different types of backup, we could go for more glacier instant retrieval or other options available. Or if you don't know like how the data would be, I don't know, like it would be like a frequent access or it would be like a backup irregular access, you could go for intelligent tier, which will automatically decide in which storage class data should be based on the actions done by us. So it is like a wonderful feature which is offered by the AWS. As I mentioned, you guys could see the encryptions. We have like different encryptions. I think four types of encryptions, I guess. In certain cases, AWS themselves provide encryption. In other cases, like we would be using custom encryptions could also be provided, and we could give tags for files and folders and other data as well. And once we upload it, it would be stored in our bucket, which is like the database or like a folder system, I would say. So that's it, I think, about the S3. And we could move next towards the important service more specific to AI ML, and that is like SageMaker. So the SageMaker as a service is like a whole next level for the complete data science, AI, machine learning things we could perform. I'm gonna show it in live as well. So you could see they are like having separate things like general SageMaker. Apart from it, SageMaker for AI, and the project which I have done is utilizing the AWS SageMaker AI guys. So they are providing different things which performs like which can be used for different unique things. For example, uh, R Studio is there, notebooks for creating a notebook kind of thing. R Studio, I think it is for the utilization of R programming through the AWS, which we would use for performing statistical analysis or stuff. And Canvas, I'm not sure about Canvas, but I think, yeah, it is also for like machine learning services they are offering. Whereas I would mostly use Studio, which has like a lot of functionalities they are providing. Now, if you look upon it, would be like very generic, but I could give like more depth, like why we are using AWS SageMaker. So, as you guys, when I entered the AWS Studio, SageMaker Studio, you guys could have like different things. You guys could notice different things. Like we could directly jump on with a notebook, which would be primarily we would be using for building a machine learning model or like doing some data analysis and stuff. And they are also providing different things, like we could build pipelines, which could be like a machine learning pipeline. And AutoML is like when we give certain data with certain criterias, the AWS will help us to build automatically the machine learning models. And they are also providing like data which we could utilize their data to do our machine learning modeling. For certain things, we might use data from different data sets available in Kaggle or other open source environments like that. They also provide their own feature store, EMR clusters. So these each thing mainly focus towards the data. I think this is for preparing data, like data cleaning, data analysis, those kind of tasks. And whereas we won't use like every specific columns in the data set, right, to do the machine learning modeling. So this feature store will come up with like pre-built features so that we could utilize them, etc. And we could also see the training jobs. For example, I have trained a machine learning model. To be specific, it is like a AI model, and I have utilized this specific LLM, which is nothing but Gamma 7B instruction fine tuned. I think you guys might have used Google Gemini in some instance, which is like Gemma is like not as powerful as Gemini, but like a bit smaller, compatible version, which which are like intelligent on their own to do certain tasks. So these kind of model training can be done, and the model evaluation can be done, and model performance evaluation, everything we could do at the single place, which is nothing but the AWS SageMaker. We could build pipelines, we could have some models. Apart from it, this is the interesting feature they are offering, which is the jumpstart. Instead of we building ourselves LLM or something which is like too tedious, we could utilize other people's models. So this thing is like a pre-built model which we could utilize for our cases. For example, if you go up on Hugging Face, there are like 400 models. You could see the tasks it could perform, like text to image, text summarization, text generation, whatever it is. We could just filter out, I want to generate text, then you could filter out and choose the appropriate model which Hugging Face is offering. Like the same way, we could also see other companies like Meta, DeepSeek, which is like the recent sensation, DeepSeek. We could utilize these models to customize for our requirement and build the AI stuff. I will show you like how I utilize the existing model and how I build my AI, which we gonna explore in the upcoming slides. So this is the significance of AWS SageMaker. We have everything in a single place, and you guys could also see one thing, which is like Bedrock ready. So the Bedrock is nothing but the SageMaker is for general machine learning, data science, AI stuff, whereas the Bedrock is specifically for designed for LLMs. I would say like large language models. We could make use of different large language models provided by different companies, and we could fine tune it to our use case. Maybe now you guys might have some confusion, but when I showcase the actual project working, I hope your confusions would be clear. So that's it about the SageMaker. And next, we're gonna jump towards, I think, Bedrock, which I already mentioned. It is mainly focused on the generative AI, which we currently utilizes like ChatGPT, Gemini, Llama, so everything. For that, AWS Bedrock is the service, and you might also wondering how we could customize the AI to our use case. So now I'm gonna showcase the application which I have built utilizing the AWS SageMaker and the AWS environment. So I'm gonna show this guys, which is like Tayal AI. It's just nothing but a AI built by me for me. The reason why I built this AI, one is primarily for educational purpose. I want to practically learn the AI, also the cloud environment. If we don't build, uh, what to say, if we don't build AI or application, we can't really understand the technology, right? I just built it so that I could learn more about the artificial intelligence, the large languages models, what capabilities it is offering. So this Dial AI is about uh, answering, or I would say like representing me. For example, I as an individual is software developer for a couple of years. I've been working around different organizations. I'm providing freelancing services. Apart from it, I also own a team of developers who are also providing like a freelancing services. So for me, I built up the system so that the AI could represent me. People could ask the question about me and they could find out the answer. For example, if we look upon other social medias or anything, you have to click upon links and go to that specific location in order to find a particular info. For example, if you want to know information about my education, you probably will go to LinkedIn or maybe other social medias to know the education or work experience or specific projects. But it can't have every information at a single place, right? Every datas. But in this application you could just ask like, how can the AI skill enhance our business? So if you just ask, it could deliver. But currently I have disabled it due to the cost constraint. But now we're gonna deploy and see how it actually works. So I just entered and it tells the AI services is currently disabled. Contact developer, which is nothing but me. It will just you could contact through here. But I'm gonna activate the function, guys. Now I'm gonna bring this dial AI to live so that you guys could understand how the AI works in like production level. So first thing, as I showed you guys the models which I have trained, you could see couple of training things like probably Google Gemma 7B, Hugging Face LLMs. I initially began with Llama also. I tried like different models. I was just curious to explore how each LLM works. And I finally got this final version, which is like working. I won't say it is working very brilliantly with my data, but okay for the money I have spent it, which is like very less. I think $10 I have spent it, which would be probably like 600 rupees. I have spent it to develop this model, but yeah, it was like a great learning experience. So now I'm gonna deploy it. So it is like just a click of a button. But before that, you have to train, guys. For training also, you can just go. You can just select the model which you want to train. For example, this Meta Llama 3 billion parameter, you could just select and you could just click on the train button. It will ask for the data, also the hyperparameters. Data, you could just provide your S3 bucket, which will have all the data. As I mentioned, when it comes to data, mostly you have to think about Amazon S3, because all the services, probably most of the services, will be utilizing the S3. And you could just give upon the link. For my case, I think Tayala AI, I guess. If I click on, see, you guys could see this. You should select the data. Nothing but the data is like different formats you could give. You could give in a CSV format or JSON lines or JSON, different formats you could give. I will show you guys how I have given. I have given like in a JSON line format. I could just showcase the data so that you could have more clear picture. AI training Gamma 7 billion. Yeah. So yeah, I have given the data in a JSON line format. Mm, so this is the data I have. I will show the data, guys, live data in the upcoming slides. Yeah. So after selecting the data, you have to give the hyperparameters. So this is like very critical. Uh, Probably I would say very difficult, guys. Why? Because you don't have clear picture like what should be the hyperparameter. Probably you would learn by experience, I would say, because even you guys have seen how many models have trained and how many failed models it has. It is like due to different reasons, probably the data compatibility or different stuff. But sometimes I have successful completed also. Still I did a lot of training. Why? Because it was not working to that extent which I am expecting. So for that, for hyperparameters, you guys should tune and learn by experience. I would say you guys could do research also, like in different websites, or utilize ChatGPT, Grok, DeepSeek, but it didn't work for me in my case. So I was just trying to figure out by myself, and I think successfully I have done a good hyperparameter to that model. So where we left, okay, yeah, Meta Llama training. In training, only two things: one, you will give the data; second, you will select the hyperparameters; and the third one is the EC2 instance. As I mentioned, whatever the work we are doing, at the end of the day, when it comes to deployment, we require servers, and for servers, cloud is the best platform. In cloud, AWS is like the market leader. So you could select different instances available as per our use cases, and you could select the security purposes as we seen earlier, like who can have access to what. So we could decide it over here. Then if you submit it, it will just start training. So that's how I did the training in my previous instance, and my training was successfully completed. Now, in order to deploy it, nothing you have to do. You just need to click the deploy. And these are the hyperparameters I have given. So you could see like 57 hyperparameters are there. To be honest, I don't know like what each parameters meant, but I was like playing around and I figured out optimal hyperparameter for my case. For my data, okay. So now we just click upon deploy. That's it. I think it will deploy. Okay, so this is the model. I'm clicking on deploy. It will start. I agree. And this is the instance type we are using. Yep. Model is Gamma 7B. If we click on deploy, it will take some time, guys, in order to deploy. I think it will take 1 or 2 minutes to deploy. So this is the whole life cycle the of building AI applications using AWS SageMaker. So first thing, you have to choose the model. Second thing, you have to provide your fine tuning data set. Uh, in my case, it was data about me, about Dayal. So your case, whatever it would be, for example, you could build a AI model for representing a school, which will answer user queries like how many students have studied in this school so far, how many peoples have what to say, like how many people currently graduated from the 12th standard, and so on. We could ask whatever questions, so it will intelligently answer based on our fine-tuned data set. After that, we could deploy. But this is like a very basic, guys. Why? Because we are not uh, what to say, continuously monitoring, continuously evaluating, continuously upgrading. So this is like the first step, I would say, but it is like very quite simple and straightforward. So I think After the deployments, we could see the endpoint over here. We could still see it as like creating status. So I think it will take like 2-3 minutes. We will cover other slides, then we will check upon it. So as I mentioned, the AI project flow. First, we need to decide like what is the problem statement, I would say. Then we gonna collect the required data, then which EC2 instances we gonna select, then we gonna choose like which model we gonna train them, evaluate them, then we could deploy and test. This is like the basic flow. And as I mentioned, so the architecture breakdown of this application is I've used AWS SageMaker for doing all the fine tuning stuff and utilized AWS EC2 instance GPU powered, which we saw. I have selected like I think M1 some instance, and the other things are for front end I have utilized React, and for backend I have used Node Express JS, and for storage and security I have utilized these. uh, S3 IAM CloudWatch for looking upon logs. It is available in this link. Mm, that's it, I think. Okay. And this is an exciting opportunity, guys. I have a very good association tie up with this organization called Zarkian Technologies. And they are a startup, and they are looking to for growth. And there are like various job opportunities available from their firm. If you guys are interested, you guys could go on this link and apply for the job. And this is my LinkedIn profile. You guys could connect and ask doubts, whatever it is. Like it might be related to not only technology. I'm also an international student, so you guys could take what to say, gain my experience in the international education. I've also worked with different firms in different part of the world that would also be helpful. Apart from it, I done like couple of AWS certifications. Obviously, you could also ask question related to it as well. Yeah, I think we have come to the interesting section. Any doubt, guys, for any of you? Is it clear, or you guys need doubt in any particular section?
Hi Tayala. Is it am I pronouncing correctly?
Hi, Akash, I could hear you. Could you come again?
Yeah, actually, is there any cheat sheet or something like that uh, to discriminate different services offered by AWS? Like there are things like API gateway, which is related to API, or there are some different storages like S3 and some other things. So, do we have any cheat sheet like um,
Okay.
diagram, category wise services?
I'm not sure, but because it can't be accommodated in a diagram, Akash, I would say, because they are like offering, AWS is offering hundreds of services.
Okay.
But the cheat sheet, I would say, is the chat GPT, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when I'm a beginner and when I'm a fresher, I'm new to AWS, I was utilizing ChatGPT as a help, as an assistant, but it did like a fantastic job. Even I was surprised. It accurately gives you commands, because I have seen student who fears to use AWS because you would be billed, right? You guys would be charged with money. Sometimes if you run a service and if you fail to close, you would be charged. So
Yeah.
for that, I was like cautiously using chat gpt and telling it I have on this service, what should I do in order to not get billed. It will clearly tell you the steps to follow to switch off the service and to ensure you're not getting billed more. Also, it handles the very good billing as well. You could give different criterias. So this is my monthly thing, guys. For this month is very less. Last month and all, I have utilized the SageMaker stuff more, so I've got billed a lot, hundreds of dollars. But it's okay. It's worth, right, for learning AI, because AI gonna be the future. We are seeing it has a lot of potential. So that, guys, for cheat sheet, no cheat sheet, but chat gpt helps a lot. So
One more question I have, there. So actually, do we need to learn all the like algorithms? There would be different algorithms to
yeah,
train
yeah.
machine learning. So do we need to go from there, or is it okay to work on the directly with the models and just try
I
stuff?
would say, uh, I would say you have to begin with the algorithms. Why? Because, yeah, at the end of the day, we don't gonna care about it a lot. But anyways, we have to be good at the basics, right? For example, in machine learning, we will have like linear algorithm, logistic algorithms, which are like very pretty basic. But even though we don't gonna use that algorithms in probably, still if we know it, it would be useful. But I won't say don't spend much time. Like don't spend like month of learning just in the algorithms. I would recommend you guys could spend 1 week to learn the algorithms alone, so that you will understand the basics, right? Also, if you are like using LLMs like the Meta, Llama, or the Gamma, you don't need to what to say, know the working of LLM, like how it is working internally. It won't take much time. You guys could just look up on a good YouTube video, 1 or 2 days. You guys will understand like how it is working mathematically inside, so that when you like level up in your career, it would be useful in some place. You will definitely realize, okay, we might not be using in most of the case, but in some instance that knowledge is very required. It might be in technical interviews or whatever it is, but I would recommend to begin with knowing the algorithms, but don't spend too much, like too only focused on algorithms, because at the end of the day, hands-on learning is the, what to say, it's the primary one which actually builds the project or application.
Yeah.
So I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, it is. It answers my question. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other question, guys? I think feel free, guys. Feel to ask the questions, because you guys could gain more values and you could solve the doubts instantly. Any more questions? All right. I think that's it from my end.
We have more questions
Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Hmm.
for the security best practice, is there for the using AWS services? Is that any?
Yeah, for a security purpose, it is like a separate, vast topic, Gokul. But imagine when security comes into picture is, see, we are having a project which is running in a AWS, and as I mentioned, we will have like different teams for different pieces of the project, right? So also, AWS, you guys might be aware, like we could create different users. A same AWS account could have multiple. users. In order to restrict them with certain things, we have like I think IAM is the main security thing which we have in AWS. Apart from it, network security wise, virtual private clouds. We have
Okay.
multiple things, but probably IAM is like the popular one which we gonna use. Uh, so that's the security thing you guys could look after.
Okay. When
IAM
you are working,
policies.
okay, so it's like when you're working on AI models and data, so this all this in AWS. Is that any specific?
Yeah, there will also definitely security comes into picture. Why? Because the AI model is utilizing the data. The data is in like AWS S3, right? So initially, I don't think so. The model can directly access the S3. For that, you have to do one configuration, I think. You have to give access. For example, it is not like a particular project access, but it is like the SageMaker service accessing the S3 bucket. You have to give that access, I think, from your end. It can be given through terminal, which ChatGPT helps us to do it. That's the only thing service perspective I think you have to do. Apart from it, rest all would be automatically managed, I guess. But it's a brilliant question, Gokul. Yeah, because each thing we do, definitely somehow the security will come into picture.
Yep.
Mm. So let us see what happened to our model. Is it deployed or still deploying? So that you guys, yeah, it's in service. Great. Okay. So this is the endpoint of it, URL of it. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna show my project thing so that you guys will have more idea. Let me just open. So now our model is deployed. Now what I'm doing is I'm connecting my web application with the AI model. So I'm gonna show that. Open for the documents where it is. The airport. Yeah, I think this is the backend. Yeah, okay. So this is the backend I have used. I'm gonna just change these details, then it gonna work good. Okay. Runtime is common, but the endpoint alone differs. Okay, I'm just changing it. Um, I think yeah, it's okay. I think. hmm, hmm, okay. Server.js. I think I will directly edit it over here. Mm, Okay, so this is the latest URL, I think. Correctly, am I doing correctly? Yep. Think commit changes. Latest model URL. Okay. Okay, guys. So I've changed the URL. Now it will trigger the deployment. I hope so. So I'm using Netlify for the deployment. Let's see. Let's see. So where is it? Where is it? The AI backend. Okay. So it has triggered. We could see 952. Great. Once it is published, I think our AI would be working. Oh, I think one more thing also I have to do. That is project configuration, environment variables. Okay, edit. I have kept it like off. I mean, SageMaker off as true. Now I'm gonna change it to false, so that now the application will realize, okay, AI is on now. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think it's published now. Let's try whether our AI works. So this is my app. You guys also could go to URL and just check. Okay, I'm just clicking on this. Oh, still it's coming like this. Shut down probably the AI. Weird. I think it will take couple more minutes, I guess. Okay, I think we have to trigger again, guys, because uh, once we changed the environment variable, it is not deployed yet. I think I will re-trigger. Let's see. Okay, now I think it would work. Come on, let's see. Great. Yeah, guys, now it's working. So I just asked, you guys also could ask like what projects has Tayal worked on. I have feeded the data. So it would answer not like chat GPT level answers, but somewhat okay, guys. I felt nice. It answers pretty good because we have used like a very small LLM. Still, it works good for its capabilities. I could also show the data set, as I mentioned, like how I utilized. I think the data set is like, where is it? What? Okay, datas. So this is the data, guys. So you could see, uh, no, this is not. This is JSON. I think ours would be like JSON lines. Mm, okay, yeah, this one is open with. Okay. So this is how the datas are framed. We have instruction and I think instruction apart from it, yeah, input and output. Yeah, this is the list all AWS related certification completed by the Rajan. This is like the question. So this is like request categories, and this is the output which we are like feeding. So this is how we will just fine tune the AI according to our data set. I have like, it took a lot of time, guys, to create a data set, to be honest. It was like very challenging because I have worked in this project like for 2 months, but I'm just splitting out the straight answers to you guys so that you guys could complete it in much quicker time. So I hope this is very helpful. I think, Gokul, we could conclude, I guess. That's all
Yeah,
from my end.
yeah,
Thank you. Thank you all.
yeah. Thank you, Rajan. Yeah, like
Can we
actually,
stop the recording? Is it stopped?
no,
Yep.